speaking of breakout players for the Detroit Lions, I want to go around the room and get everybody's breakout player this season for the Lions. And everybody in the chat, feel free to chime in, drop the name. Who do you think will have a breakout season for the Lions? For example, you can't say Amon-Ra because we know what he is.
That was my answer, Jeff.
Yeah. Penei Sewell, like we know what these guys are. Somebody that last year kind of flew under the radar, and this year you think will have an even more impact, or maybe a new addition, maybe a rookie, maybe a free agency signing. Whoever it is, but Sam, I'll start with you. Who's breaking out this season?
I am going to go with none other than Aleem McNeil, because Aleem McNeil, one thing that we heard about, and these were from Aleem McNeil's mouth, not ours. Aleem McNeil, what did he do? He cut his body fat back to 13% while still weighing 325 pounds.
That boy's cut.
Yeah, and the reason why he said that is because he wanted to become a more dominant pass rusher, be more agile. And I think that is exactly what Aleem McNeil does this year. I think this is the season where he jumps it up to about 5 sacks. He had 1 last year, but also that 1 sack number, that number was very, very misleading because in 2022, he had 29 pressures, as opposed to in 2021, he only had 10. And Aleem McNeil, he's been dominant in spurts. You saw how he played against the New York Giants last year, in which he completely wrecked that game. For 1 game, he was Chris Jones, Quinnen Williams. And for a couple games to end the year at the Jets and versus Chicago, he was legitimately a dominant defensive tackle, just in shorter spurts. And in those games, they won all 3. And in those 3 games, the defense allowed an average of 15 points per game. I think maybe the Detroit Lions front office know that they have something in Aleem McNeil, and that is why maybe they didn't address the defensive line in the draft as much as at a higher level as maybe we hoped that they would. Maybe that's why they didn't draft Jalen Carter, which I'm coming to terms with now.
You're spot on, Flannel. For once, we can agree, and there was no stats involved in that statement, baby. You are spitting right now.
I don't know. Well, the whole Jalen Carter stuff, I'll wait till I get over that.
You know what?
Anyway.
Lucas, this is a good transition. Who is your breakout player for the Detroit Lions?
I'm going to go with the free agent signing. I'm going to go with Cam Sutton, because Cam Sutton, he's always been considered kind of like this middle-tier corner, like not quite a star, but nowhere close to a bum, above mid, but like just kind of in that middle tier. But now, instead of Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, and I mean, I know he had Baker there, but he had Deshaun Watson for part of last year throwing the ball in his division. He now is going to have Kirk Cousins, Jordan Love, and Justin Fields, who obviously we should not be in love with yet. So Cam Sutton, he's a physical corner playing an Aaron Glenn scheme. I think he's going to take a step into a household name type of situation this year, and he's going to make a huge impact both at the corner spot and when he slides into the nickel corner spot a lot too. So I think he's going to be a stud that everybody's kind of like, yeah, he's good. But again, we don't realize how good Cam Sutton is. Go watch some Cam Sutton film, and you can actually see how good that dude is.
No, by the way, and although Cam Sutton no one really was thinking of Cam Sutton, but the point you just made was spot on. Like the division he's in is very different.
Jordan, he's going up against Romeo Dobbs and fucking Christian Watson. I get Christian Watson is fast, but when you have Kirby Joseph and CJ behind you, you're not worried about getting beat deep. So he can just man him the fuck up every play, which he's done his whole career against way better receivers in the AFC North.
What do you think, JB? Breakout player this season?
Well, I think I have someone that no one is thinking of.
Hopefully you didn't
right
take mine.
now.
We'll see.
Hopefully I didn't take yours, but I do like the rookies, and I am going with Brian Branch.
Oh!
Yeah, that's a great one.
I love it,
guy-
JB.
Boy, Jay Bizzle.
This guy
Let
is
him cook.
basically on his Amon-Ra St. Brown type of journey. Just because he had to wait for day 2 to get drafted, he felt he was better than a lot of other players in the draft. And Dan Campbell has talked to him and told him, use this as a chip on your shoulder to build yourself up more and more. And you see that now all in practice in mini camps as well, too, as he's taking steps to learn other positions on the defense as well, too. Even Aaron Glenn has gone out and given him praise to say, we don't know where he's going to fit or where he's going to play, but it's hard to stop him from being on the field. And I honestly think sometime in this season, you will see him on the field in every position possible.
I love that, Brian Branch. What
Brian
about you,
Branch.
Gabby?
I want to hear yours, and then I want to be the voice of the chat and get your guys' opinions on what
Okay.
some people are saying here.
So, mine, nobody said. What about Josh Pascal?
Ooh, that's a good one.
He could.
Yeah.
No,
He
well,
could.
listen, the situation in Josh Pascal, people forget out of Kentucky, captain. You draft him in the second round. You look at least interior defensive linemen, guys that you could slide around and move all around the defensive line. Josh Pascal's that dude. And he was hurt last year, took some time to get back with that back injury. But still, when he was back, he had 2 sacks in 10 games. Again, not the production that you expect when he's 100% healthy. But I think this year, there's a reason they didn't take Jalen Carter. As much as it frustrates me, they see something in these guys on the defensive line. And Aleem McNeil's great. They drafted Broderick Martin as well. But Josh Pascal is somebody that I think, in for breakout, what does that mean? Is he going to get 12.5 sacks? No. But from last year, from 2 sacks, I think he can double, triple that production this year with that Lions defensive line. Because, again, the secondary got a lot better. The defense overall is a lot better. Aiden, if he continues to progress, Aleem gets better. What that means for Josh Pascal, good luck doubling any of those guys. So I'm going to go with Josh Pascal. He was a highly touted prospect as it was, and I think he's going to show that this year, being 100% healthy. Another person I want to throw in there, just to sprinkle in, is Jerry Jacobs. And I'm going to be consistent with this, man.
Yeah.
Like Jerry Jacobs, and I'm going to keep hammering the table for Jerry Jacobs. And I'm not saying he's going to be this elite corner, but man, for an undrafted free agent, this is the year. I mean, him and Cam Sutton had
that's what I was gonna say.
essentially the
Those
same
dudes
passer rating.
They're going to be perfect together because they have the exact same play style, and that's what I'm saying with Lions fan. Like, you like what we've seen from Jerry Jacobs, and Jerry Jacobs is no slouch, but Cam Sutton is a fucking dog,
Yes.
and he's going to be doing that on a higher level.
So I think Jerry Jacobs is a sneaky one, but I'm going to go with Josh Pascal, Gabby. That's what I'm going to do.
All right. Well, the chat is overwhelmingly saying Tom Kennedy.
What do you got to say to that, Flannel?
What say you, Sam?
Tom Kennedy will not have 1 reception this entire year. Book it. And all of the people on Big D Energy who I have a coffee bet with will be buying me coffee that day. I will have 5 coffees. I will get the most expensive ones, and I will be hyper all day. I'll stay all throughout heavyweights. I'll do some content with the people in the back who come in later, like Booner and Lucas that day. That is what I will be doing that day.
I want a large cup of joy, a breakfast burrito. We're going to keep the bacon, though, because I'm a normal fucking human being, unlike Jeff, who takes the bacon out of his breakfast burrito.
That's really
That's
weird,
what I
bro.
want.
It's terrible.
That's really weird.
I love bacon.
But you keep it out of your breakfast burrito.
So
It's
You
just-
take it off, and you leave
how did we
spinach
get
in.
here? Why am I catching strays? I love bacon. Don't get it twisted. I love bacon, but it gets chewy and it messes up the burrito. God, okay, move on. What were you saying?
Terrible take.
I love bacon. Don't spread that.
I'm not.
I love
saying,
bacon.
I wasn't denying that, but the fact you take it off your breakfast burrito and you leave spinach on there is just senile activity.
Yeah, it's a
it's
little weird, bro.
mind-boggling.
Yeah, it is
Check
a bit
yourself. Check
Okay.
yourself.
I don't know what to say to that. Love bacon, but continue, Sam.
No, I mean, I'm just saying that Tom Kennedy has just become this folk hero in the city of Detroit for doing largely nothing. 8 catches last year. I know he had a couple of big ones, but this year he will be practice squad Tom Kennedy, where he belongs, where he will always continue to be. People just like the story. They like the underdogs. They like Don Kelly. They like Zach Zenner. They like the likes of that. And that is all that Tom Kennedy is. He is not an NFL wide receiver. He will do nothing this year.
Nothing.
Nothing.
You don't think TK85 is going to get on there on 3rd down and make a crucial catch?
I'll tell you what, he got more run for making 2 big catches. The one against the Bears was huge, by the way. I'm not going to poo-poo that. I'm just saying.
I'm not gonna poo-poo that.
I'm not going to poo-poo that because I'm obviously the voice of reason for that of everybody in the chat. But anyway, like, that was a big catch. But at the same time, it's because he was undrafted. It was because he was a college lacrosse player. It's because he's just that hard-working wide receiver, that little engine that could. He is. He's the little engine that could of the NFL. That's what he is.
Hey, well,
Wow.
TK85, you can depend on him. He's like 7-Eleven. He's always open.
Didn't they call Chris Hogan that? Another
Yeah.
Superman wide receiver?
No Chris Hogan slander.
Yeah,
None.
Chris Hogan.
To the
man.
shock of absolutely nobody,
No,
Lucas sends for
Chris
Hogan.
Hogan slander. Don't do it. Man's got a ring on his finger.
Huron Mark says it is because he catches the damn ball when it is thrown to him.
I mean, so did Khalif Raymond, so did Josh Reynolds, so did Amon-Ra St. Brown, so did Brock Wright in some occasions. Like, come on, guys.
Panay Sewell.
Yeah, Panay Sewell. Hey, Panay Sewell might have more catches this year than Tom Kennedy.
Oh, gee. Well, that I actually may
He'll
not
have more
disagree with.
catches last year than
Patty-
Tom Kennedy does this year.
Patty Grimes says Jeff loves bacon as much as Sam loves Tom Kennedy. So I'm assuming we both hate respect. I don't hate bacon. I don't hate bacon, even to the point that Sam hates Tom Kennedy, because I actually love bacon. So look at your did, Lucas.
No, I'm gonna make I wanted to make it clear that it's not a bacon narrative. It's a breakfast burrito narrative.
Yes,
The
it's about
fact
what
that
it's about putting it on
you,
the
that's
the
the way
breakfast
you
burrito.
choose to start your day. You're
That's
like
fair.
bacon.
Now, would you have like sausage on
Yeah.
but then
It just makes the burrito. This sounds so weird, man. Like
the,
now I
meat,
gotta
the
actually
meat's too much in
explain.
your mouth.
It's just it's chewy and it pull when you bite into it. God, I hate this. Is so I hate doing this. Why am I have to describe what? I don't want to do this.
No one told
When
you
I-
to.
okay, I'm done.
No, you're the
it's
one
chewy.
that's doing it.
It's chewy, and when I bite into it,
goddamn
it messes
dork.
up the damn burrito. So
Okay.
that's
You
it.
basic.
Love
Okay.
bacon. God, that is sucks.
Okay,
what
but
I just did.
how do
Very
you feel?
sus.
How do you feel about the chat saying Goff is gonna have his breakout season next season?
Describe a breakout season for golf, I guess. I mean, last year he had a breakout season
gonna
compared
say.
to previously. So if he has a Matty Ice type of
That's
season,
what I was gonna say. I think
Yes.
that's what me and Broder we're like dying on the hill on. That like we hope it happens so we can just say like, hey, we're telling you this guy can do it. That's what we're hoping for. But I don't think there's a chance.
it'd
There's
have
a
to be an
chance that
MVP
happens.
level of play.
Yeah, and that's where his jump would be. If he's stayed the same as he did this year, I still think the Lions have a hell of a chance to win the division, go deep in the playoffs and everything like that. But if he plays on that level, I think they can very well be in Super Bowl
Do you know what the
contention if
br-
he takes a jump.
No, it's not if he can.
Yeah.
Will he can? Will he?
Will
is
he
the
can.
question. You think he'll play at an MVP level? Just say it, Lucas. Put your balls on the table. Just say it.
No, because JMO's out 6 weeks.
That's
I
it?
think it would be if. That's why. I think if you give. I think it would be the next year that it would happen. But we don't know what's going to happen after this year. So I'm going to say no. If he had JMO full season, I would honestly probably be saying yes.
Do you know what
You
I
know
think?
what, I hear a lot of
go
excuses.
ahead. No, you know what?
Gabby,
and I
we
get
don't
it.
need this right now. I was trying to be fair here.
There is one metric that I think, and it's not something that can be quantified with stats, although I think if he's top 5 at MVP, that is another way in which Jared Goff can have a breakout year. I think the way in which Jared Goff can have a breakout season is if he plays so well and the offense looks so fluid, and we can all get behind that it is in a large part because of him, that the majority of Lions fans are comfortable with him being the quarterback of the future moving forward and giving him a $45-50 million extension. Because as of right now, I'm not quite there yet, but I do see a pathway in which he can build on the best season of his career, which was last year, and take it to an even higher level. That is the way in which Jared Goff can have a breakout season.
And Jared Goff did what he did last season without J-Mo for the most part.
That's
so,
true.
yeah, I mean, we'll see. I don't see a Matty Ice season, but you never know. Maybe I'm shocked. Chuck Brewer nailed it, and so did Lucci, and they both put their predictions. He says, Chuck says 60 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and 6,000 yards. That's fair. I think that's pretty fair. for
Stats
Jared
no
Goff.
other quarterback in NFL history has put up. That's all good.
Only Lions fans would come to that conclusion. I think Jared Goff will have a similar year than what he did last year, just maybe more interceptions, because you can't go 15 for a touchdown interception ratio 15-0 for the second half of the
Do you
season
think
again.
more yards?
I could see
Considering
Chris-
we have like Gibbs.
Yeah, but he had what, a little over 4,000.
Yeah.
That sounds about. That's like his wheelhouse. I feel.
So
I
if
don't
he-
see 5,000.
If he throws a little bit more yards, a little bit more interceptions, are you going to consider that a quote unquote like failure?
But I don't want him to. Like, I don't think the offense, what the Lions want, he doesn't have to air it out and throw for 5,500 yards, 40 touchdowns. Like, they're going to be running the football. I think it'll be similar to last year, 4,000 yards, maybe 30 touchdowns.
So you're cool with it though? Like,
Yeah, I'm cool.
Okay, cool. I just want
Because
to make
I-
sure we're on the same page. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think that's where like the Cowboys and Dak Prescott, that's where they get messed up at because
Right.
they're like trying to force Dak to take that next step when
Yes.
he can't. Like that's not him, and that's why as long as you're cool with that, we're on the same page.
Yeah, you're trying to fit a square into a circle hole.
Yeah,
It
it's just
doesn't
he's
make
not
any
like
sense.
that.